Hi everyone, I have a question for you guys. What can you improve, not add? I feel like when we face a time in our lives that we feel like we want to expand and grow, we tend to think about stuff that we can add in our lives, habits that we can implement in our schedules, more tasks that we can add in our to-do list. And I feel like we tend to forget about the experience of life, the experience of those habits and of those things in of our daily lives. And I believe that it's important to remind ourselves of that because often quality is more important than quantity. Because if you add a bunch of habits in your schedule, a bunch of things to do, but you do them without taking the time to be present, without the experience being enjoyable, then what are we doing here? Isn't life supposed to be enjoyable? Aren't we supposed to, yes, be achieving things in our daily lives, but isn't it more important to also enjoy doing those things? I have a few examples to explain exactly what I mean when I say to improve rather than add. And the first one starts right at the beginning of your day when you wake up. Your alarm clock. Typically, alarms are are meant to, yes, wake you up, but a lot of them are really rough and really loud. And me personally, I used to have an alarm that would wake me up but scare me every time I woke up. I would wake up and I would feel a shot of adrenaline, and it would make me scared to hear that very loud noise, and then I would very quickly try to get my phone to turn it off. And after a while, I realized that I would start my day every day with this shot of adrenaline, with my heart pounding, jumping out of my bed, trying to hit the off button on my alarm so that I could wake up. And I thought, I'm starting my day every day in fight or flight. And especially for the people who are in self development, we are so focused on healing and of healing, of course, so many things within us, trauma responses and our nervous system. And part of that healing process, often it touches up on really being more relaxed and feeling safer in our lives, and reminding ourselves that we are safe and secure, and bringing calming activities in our day-to-day life. And waking up every morning with this shot of adrenaline and in fight or flight is exactly the opposite of what we're trying to do here. So I'm bringing this personal example because what I have done is I went on Spotify. I would link my alarm sound for it to come from Spotify rather than in the bank of sounds. And I tried a few different playlists to see which one I liked. And I went to get playlists that were calm, either calming piano or meditation sounds. And I would adjust the volume so that my alarm would be loud enough to wake me up, because I still need to wake up to go to work. We can't necessarily just say I'm not gonna have an I'm not gonna have an alarm clock, because we need to get up and do our things. We need to go to work. We need to go here and there. So I've arranged it so that it could wake me up. And now what I have today in my life is I have this playlist of meditation sounds. So it's I also arranged so that the when my alarm goes off, rather than the volume being at its peak, it slowly the volume slowly gets louder within a few seconds, and then it hits its peak, and it stays there until I turn it off. So what that does is that today I don't wake up in fight or flight. I hear the sound and I wake up, but I'm just calm. And it makes such a big difference. So, this is just one example for your morning that it's it sounds like it would be such a small detail, but it really makes a difference. And so, if you're trying to improve the quality of the habits that you have in your life and the just your general experience of your life, this is something that you can try. I really encourage you guys to try that. And you can also test it out over the weekend to make sure that if something doesn't work, if a playlist or a sound doesn't work, at least you're not you're not missing out on waking up to actually go to work. And until you find something that really works, then you can absolutely stick with that. Like I've done, I've stuck with this playlist that I found. And so now when I need to get up to go to work, it works. My alarm clock works, and I wake up calmly and not in fight or flight. Another example I have is for your movement routines. So either your stretching routines, your workout routines, or your routine of going on a walk every day, going on a run. During those activities, what can really help you improve the experience rather than add more things in your schedule is to, while you're doing them, notice how good you feel. That movement, how those activities make you feel in the moment as you're doing them. And also, I will add on that, before you even do them and try to make see how you feel while you're doing them, select activities that you actually enjoy doing. If you're somebody who doesn't like running or jogging, you don't like the idea of it, why would you force yourself to do an activity that you don't want to do? If that activity is supposed to make you feel good, it's supposed to be this physical activity that will improve your health. And I'm saying that because not to say, oh, I don't like to work out, I'm not going to do anything. I just mean that in the workout spectrum, there are so many activities to do. And so, running, I personally run for my cardiovascular health and to build strength in my legs. But there are so many other activities that work your cardiovascular health, that work your that work your cardio, and there are so many other activities that work your leg muscles. So you can really pick and choose the activities that you like, and also thinking about when the time of the day that you're going to do that workout. If it's very early in the morning, you might not want to go for very big activities that really require a lot of your energy, because early in the morning you might not have that much energy. Or if you do them later in the day after you've had your meal or maybe after lunch, you're typically going to have more energy and maybe you'll be more motivated. So maybe that would be the best time to do those activities that require a little bit more of your energy and of motivation. So really strategize and be aware of all of those factors to really select activities that you will truly enjoy, and select the time of the day that you will typically be motivated to work out, or if you're not motivated, at least that it would make sense. After that, once you've selected activities that you truly will enjoy, that you know you'll have fun during them, you can even bring in music to enhance your experience of it. Moving and doing activities with music you really enjoy, it really makes a difference. Or if you'd rather do all of that in silence because you feel like it helps you be more attentive to your body, you can do that too. Really arrange the experience for it to be enjoyable for you so that you actually enjoy doing it. And another thing to help you really improve that experience is, like I said, during your workout or during your session of movement, you feel into your body and you notice how good it makes you feel to be moving, but also after you've done it. Take the time to notice how good you feel after having done all of that physical activity. Not only physically, because it feels good, it's good for your health to move. So, of course, typically it would make you feel good, but also psychologically, because you know that you set the intention in your day to go do your workout or to go do your movement session. And after you've done it, just the fact that you know that you have done it, you did the thing that you set out to do, that you wanted to do in your day, psychologically, it makes you feel really good because you have fulfilled the thing that you wanted to do. So, noticing how showing up to that habit that you wanted to do makes you feel, that really improves your overall experience, and it motivates you to keep going. It motivates you to continue to show up to that same habit again and again, every day or every day that you set the intention to do that specific habit. And you can apply this to pretty much anything in your life. If you want to really improve the overall experience of your life, take all of the things that you do within your week and try to think about how you can improve the experience of those habits, of those tasks, of those activities. And of course, you can absolutely also think about stuff that you want to implement in your schedule and add to your schedule if you have other habits that you want to do. But before you go and add new things in your schedule, I'm really inviting you to start by looking at the things and the habits that you already have in your schedule and finding ways to really make sure that you improve that experience, that the quality of those experiences are the best that they can be, or at least that they are improving before you go and add something else to your schedule. If you end up trying this for yourself, please let me know down in the comments how it went. Let me know about the ideas that you tried to improve the experience of your habits. And I've only given out a few examples, but if you also have other examples to give, leave them down in the comments. I would be very interested in knowing what you guys think about this topic. And I really hope that this video has inspired you and that you liked it. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.